Good afternoon from Scarborough Field on the campus of Northwest Rankin High School, just outside of Jackson, Mississippi. Game 3 for the Sumrall Bobcats in the Mid-Mississippi Classic Baseball Tournament. The Bobcats, after being beaten this morning 3-1 by Faith Academy out of Mobile, now takes on Grissom High School out of Huntsville, Alabama. So a Saturday full of Alabama teams. Sumrall will serve as the home team here in this game. Payne Phillips on the hill for the Bobcats, getting ready to face a lineup that follows Nate Sanderson, the second baseman for Grissom, will bat first, followed by Hunter Ziedema. Ziedema playing third base and batting second. Tyler Davis, the center fielder, bats third. He'll be followed by Chance Childers, the catcher. Evan Koob, the right fielder, bats fifth. He'll be followed by Sullivan Woodley, the DH for Grissom. Noah Walls, the shortstop for Grissom, will bat seventh. He'll be followed by Dylan Cook, the first baseman, and Ben Porter in left field. So for the Grissom Tigers, it's Sanderson, Ziedema, Davis, Childers, Koob, Woodley, Walls, Cook, and Porter. We'll get to the Sumrall lineup in the bottom of the first inning. We can tell you that the infield looks a little bit different. Mason Story back at first base after DHing this morning. Zane Berry in his usual position at second. Likewise, Tanner Morgan at short. But the third baseman this game is Hunter Barrett, who normally plays third but was on the pitching mound this morning. The outfield, left to right, Graham Crawford, the catcher, playing left field in the game today, showing his versatility. Dennis Jackson in center, and Logan Powell, who has played left field, is in right. And again, we'll get to the Sumrall batting order in the bottom of the first inning. Kelly Sander along with producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson, and we are underway. First pitch from Payne Phillips is high, ball one.
First pitch, 3-0-1.
Payne Phillips' little brother Marshall still to come through the Sumrall baseball program. You can see how wet it still is in center field. Dennis Jackson out there. Get a look at some of the mud tracks around him as the second pitch to Sanderson is high. Grissom in their all-white uniforms trimmed in orange. 2-0 pitch is high and in, 3-0 now. Top of the first inning, remarkably, the games today all on time so far. And a lot of the reason for that is good defense being played today by a lot of the teams in the tournament. 3-0, Sanderson will be on the take here. And he takes a 4-pitch walk. So the leadoff man aboard here for the Grissom Tigers, and that'll bring up Hunter Ziedema.
Third baseman, number 3, Hunter Ziedema.
He playing third base, followed by Tyler Davis, the center fielder, and Billy Garrity showing his versatility. Catching now. Garrity this season has played the outfield. He has played first. He has played third. He has pitched. And now in this game, he is catching. So talk about versatile. Garrity exemplifies it. Top of the first inning. Second hitter of the game, Hunter Ziedema. Slightly open stance, righty versus righty as Phillips goes from the stretch, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Payne Phillips from the famous Phillips family. If you follow Hattiesburg sports over the year, Charlie Phillips, longtime baseball umpire and youth baseball coach. Dad is Perry Phillips, and Forrest Phillips. And Charlie Phillips will tell you all of his children were named after counties in the state of Mississippi. 0-1 pitch is behind the runner. Garrity slings it to second base, and the runner is out. Nice recovery by Billy Garrity to get it down to second base. Sanderson got a late jump and was rung up at second. So back at home plate, the count is 1-1 to Ziedema. Base is empty now, one away, and that'll allow Phillips to go back from the full wind. Here's the 1-1 offering. High and away, 2-1. So a break there for the good guys. Zane Berry about 3 steps into the outfield in right. Not used to having Logan Powell behind him in right field, but that's who's there today. This one is popped up. Will it stay in play? Garrity coming over and getting a look at it, and it will go just inside the Sumrall dugout, bounce off the concrete and out of play. So 1-2 the count to Hunter Ziedema. Ziedema spelled Z-U-I-D-E-M-A. Well, our man Jeremy's got all the angles covered for you in this one on a sun-soaked Saturday afternoon at Northwest Rankin. The 1-2 pitch from Phillips. Check swing. Garrity does not ask for the appeal, and it's ball 2. Actually, 3-2 is what the umpire has it as. So this may be the payoff pitch. Called strike 3, a fastball on the corner. Ziedema down on strikes. 2 away now, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Tyler Davis.
Now batting center fielder number 10, Tyler Davis.
I know the Bobcats were a little dejected with that defeat this morning, but keep in mind that Faith Academy bunch out of Mobile, tough as nails, they upped their record to 7-0 this morning. First pitch, swing and a miss. So obviously nobody has figured out Faith Academy yet. This tournament a great way for guys to get playing experience, but not count against the win-loss record as far as making the playoffs goes. That pitch is down in the dirt. Back around the home plate area and the pitching mound here at Northwest Rankin is just like it is at Sumrall.
Just feel like home, the pitchers.
But the infield, though, is real grass.
Yeah.
But again, the mound and batting area, just like home. 1-1 pitch missed away, 2-1. Bases empty, 2 outs for Grissom here in the top of the first inning. Kind of an eerie start for the Bobcats, walking the first runner, but no worse for the wear. Swing and a miss. Phillips fooled him on speed there, and the count goes 2-2. Telling you, as good as Payne Phillips is, his little brother Marshall is quite an athlete. He is still to come. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside, took something off of it, and the count goes full now at 3-2. Bobcats sporting their yellow tops today with gray pants and blue socks. Payoff pitch to Tyler Davis. Low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Phillips. But the Tigers have nothing to show for it. So here's the catcher, Chance Childers, for those of you into alliteration. You know what alliteration is, don't
Yes.
you?
I'm not good in English, but at least know
You
what that
do know
is.
that one, huh? Bobcats at regular depth here, forces at first and second with 2 outs. Phillips from the stretch throws over to first base. The Sumrall pitchers are certainly getting good at that.
Yep.
Throwing over to the corner. And again, Garrity showing his versatility, already has a punch out today from behind the plate. First pitch misses away, 1-0. Final game of this tournament for Sumrall, the game Tuesday night, scheduled against Jackson Academy in Jackson. That game has been moved to Sumrall, so make plans accordingly. So kids saying, hey, I want to get out of school early so I can go to that baseball game. Can't use that excuse anymore. 1-0 pitch. Missed again. 2-0 to Chance Childers with Evan Koob, the right fielder, on deck. Grissom out of Huntsville. That is a hump from Jackson. Got to figure it's about 5 hours. Fastball count coming through over to first base. Dennis Jackson kind of manicuring the center field area out there. You can see how swampy it is. The Jackson area here, even right field, you can see how dark some of the shallow parts of right field are, and that's just...
Well, right field looks better than left field.
It's just real swampy. They've taken a lot of rain here. 2-0 pitch, runner going. Garrity's throw on the hop, and the runner is safe. Got around the tag. Garrity's throw one hopped to the target. Umpire was right there to make the call. Lots of times coaches don't necessarily argue safe or out. They just argue whether the umpire was in the best position to make the call. That's all coaches ever want, is for umpires to be in proper positions to see the play. So Phillips and Garrity will get back on the same page. The count is 2-1 to the catcher, Chance Childers. Grissom batting in the top of the first inning. The Tigers looking rather Tennessee Vol-like. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Check swing, but laid off of it, and the count goes 3-1. So Phillips already racking up some pitches here in the first inning, although no worse for the wear. We'll get you the Sumrall batting order in just a moment when the Bobcats come to bat. So again, Tuesday they will now be at home against Jackson Academy, and then of course next weekend the Adidas tournament that Sumrall hosts. The 3-1 breaking ball, beauty in there for a strike. Some shade out there in right field. Some rather majestic pines out there beyond the fence along the right field foul line, casting that shadow. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out.
No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base.
And Childers chased one.
Grissom 0, Sumrall coming to the plate.
So no runs on no hits. There were one man left on after the walk. So let's take a look at that Sumrall batting order. Zane Berry will lead it off and play second base, followed by the third baseman Hunter Barrett. Then comes Graham Crawford playing left field. Billy Garrity, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Mason Story back in his familiar territory at first base. Seth Mitchell, who was called upon to pinch hit last game, will be the designated hitter today, hitting for the pitcher, Payne Phillips. Tanner Morgan bats seventh. He's the shortstop. Dennis Jackson in center bats eighth, and rounding out the Sumrall order will be Logan Powell, the right fielder. So for the Raw Cats, it's Berry, Barrett, Crawford, Garrity, Story, Mitchell, Morgan, Jackson, and Powell. And they will face the Grissom Tiger starter, Zach Thompson, big lanky right-hander, who can zing the ball in there. And he looks rather effortless doing so. And if I'm not mistaken, the radar gun here at Scarborough Field is working today, so we might be able to let you know just how fast some of those pitches are coming in. Anytime a high schooler gets it in the low to mid 80s, they're doing really, really well. So here we go, Zane Berry to lead it off for the good guys here in the bottom of the first.
Now batting number 1, Zane Berry.
Here's hoping that Sumrall won't even need 7 at-bats, maybe just 6. First pitch to him, 81 miles an hour on the fastball, but it missed high from Zach Thompson. The Grissom infield has Cook at first, Sanderson at second, Ziedema at third, and Walls at short. As that missed 2-0. The outfield center, right and left field Porter. And working around to center, Tyler Davis and Evan Koob in right. There's a called strike. 2-1 to the Sumrall leadoff hitter, Zane Berry. Be followed by Hunter Barrett, who really pitched well enough to win this morning. Just couldn't get much offensive support. Outside, 3-1 to Zane. Working quickly, swung on, a line shot right to the first baseman. Snagging it there was Dylan Cook, and that's exactly the way that Zane Berry started the first game today,
Hunter Barrett.
except it was a soft liner to the shortstop. So 1 out for Hunter Barrett. First pitch outside as Thomas continues to peck away at the outer edge. Playing Barrett to pull slightly. Took something off of that one and fooled him. 1-1. Boy, it must absolutely be a mosh pit out there in center field.
It's got to be.
I mean, you can see how dark it is out there from center fielders working around, swinging a miss. Barrett in a hole now, 1-2. Bobcats looking to get on track offensively. Could only muster one single this morning, that off the bat of Story. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Hunter Barrett. And that'll bring up Graham Crawford.
Left fielder number 34, Graham Crawford.
Crawford, who's done a wonderful job behind the plate this year. It's not often you see a catcher go out there and play outfield. That shows you how athletic he is and how well he runs for a big dude. First pitch is in there for a strike. Grissom out of Huntsville. That's where they got the big rocket right off of Interstate 65. 0-1 pitch. Little chopper right back out in front of the plate. Thompson flips over to first for the out and makes very quick work out of the Bobcats here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, and we've got a scoreless tie heading to the second inning. I want to thank our sponsors for Sumrall Baseball, including Premier Orthopedics and Diversified Forestry, as Payne Phillips comes back to work. Other sponsors of our webcast include William Carey University, Magnolia Place Retirement, Covington Ridge Retirement Home in Collins, Martin's E-Tax in Sumrall, La Torre's Fine Foods in Sumrall, Columbia Medical Supply, Forest Funeral Home, the Movie Star Restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Termite Control Specialists. We'd love to hear from you on our old text line. Give us a text at 601-310-7077. That's 601-310-7077. Keep that number on file. That's the way you can always get in touch with us here in the booth, as we are just to the left of home plate and at the top of Scarborough Field. They do probably the best job in the state of raising money to add to this facility here. Jeff McClaskey has been the baseball coach here a long time. Evan Koob to lead it off here in the top of the second inning, the left-handed hitting right fielder. Facing Payne Phillips. It's kind of a weird-looking first inning for Phillips. He had 2 walks, but also 2 strikeouts. First pitch to Koob. Nearly hit him, but missed high, ball 1. I like the simplicity of the Grissom uniforms. Of course, I'm a big fan of all white to begin with. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. The orange I could do without, but I'm just saying pretty classy looking threads on the Tigers today. And actually a team called the Tigers that uses orange as a color. That pitch is inside, 2-1. Two 2-1 pitch coming. Swung on. There's a shot foul outside of first. Christy Martin has checked in again, watching the webcast down in Folsom, Louisiana, this time on the iPhone 10.
Ooh.
Moving up on those. I just figured the higher number of phone, the more expensive it is to buy one. Here's the 2-2. Checked his swing, but he went around and is tagged out. And Billy Garrity, I think, may have jammed his thumb or finger there. You can see the way he's nursing it as he went to tag out Evan Koob. It'll go as a swinging strikeout. Phillips is third. And here's Sullivan Woodley, the designated hitter. Swinging it for the pitcher, Zach Thompson. Top of the second inning, no score. Between the Grissom Tigers out of Huntsville, Alabama, and your Sumrall Bobcats. First pitch from Phillips, misses high. Again, a very junior-heavy baseball team is Sumrall, so no doubt they will have a lot more wins than losses this year, but how good will they be next year as there's a strike on the corner. And more good players in the system coming up through. 1-1 count. Swung on. Here's a shot to shortstop and gets under the glove of Tanner Morgan, and that'll be ruled an E6. An error underneath the glove of Morgan, which you normally like a ball that's hit that crisply because then it gives you time to field it and make a good throw. I mean, he just took his eyes off it for a second and it skidded underneath his glove. So here's Noah Walls, the shortstop for the Tigers. The Tigers wearing those Old English numbers on the back of their jerseys. Phillips looks into Garrity to get the sign. One out here in the inning via the strikeout. Phillips to work. First pitch down in the dirt, gets away from Garrity. Garrity will get it down to second, but the runner is already there. So Woodley, the DH at second base with one out. Walls hitting seventh in the order for Grissom. So probably throughout his career has been asked to put a bunt down every once in a while. But again, you already have a man in scoring position. Phillips checks the runner and comes to the plate. Bender in there for a strike. Walls will be followed by Dylan Cook, the first baseman. Glad that you're with us on the webcast today. And as glad as we are to have you, there's just nothing like seeing baseball in person. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Wow, he was going for the long ball there. A lot of torque on that swing. Phillips ahead now in the count, 1-2. Dennis Jackson at center's got to wonder that if he has to get on his horse to make any kind of play out there, how much slip sliding away he might be doing. Remember the little toy when you were a kid, the slip and slide, the little piece of plastic you put down and put the hose on there. Mm-hmm. Slip and slide all over the place. That's outside. And that's kind of what the playing conditions are in all of the outfields in these Jackson venues. The Jackson area taking so much rain, and because the forecast calls for more this coming Monday, the Raiders of Jackson Academy already told Larry Knight, look, we'll just come to your place. So the guys on the grills do not get the night off after all at Sumrall. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Phillips. Breaking ball. Here's a drive to left field. That ball is well hit. That ball is back. That ball is gone. I knew when it came off the bat that it had a chance. You just didn't know how much, what little amount of breeze there is was going to help it.
Now batting first baseman, number 7, Dylan Cook.
So 2-0 for the Tigers. Bases empty and one out, and here comes the first baseman, Dylan Cook. Larry Knight will head to the mound to talk things over with Payne Phillips. Payne, one of the many juniors on this team, 6'2", about 175 pounds. And this is the time when games don't count toward the district schedule that you call timeout, and you use these moments as teachable moments for your players to get better. William Carey University, a special shout out to them. They've equipped students with the skills they need to succeed both personally and professionally. Whether you're a young adult just starting your life or an experienced professional seeking to advance your career, no better place to start with an education than William Carey University. Proud to support Sumrall Athletics. Dylan Cook now swinging it from the left side. First pitch from Phillips is there. So the Tigers have grabbed a 2-0 lead here in the second. Off of the bat of Noah Walls, the shortstop, goes yard. Phillips from the full windup now at the base is empty. Swung on, and here is a pop-up, but that'll get out of play down the right field side. Boy, Zane Berry had to about pack a lunch to get all the way over there. So Phillips really needs to wait for his outfielders to get in position, and now backs off the pitching rubber because Zane Berry and Logan Powell were still over there going over the crime scene. So they're back in position now. 1-2 pitch now. Dropped it, but Garrity will throw it down to first base to finish the strikeout. Dylan Cook is out. So 2 outs, base is empty. Already the third strikeout for Payne Phillips, and here's Ben Porter, the left fielder. So it seems early on to be feast or famine for the Grissom Tigers. First pitch from Phillips, tries to put a bunt down. Look at this one. Look at that bunt, and it's just foul. That was nearly absolutely dead solid perfect. And alertly, as soon as the ball got across the line completely, Phillips put his hand on it. So 0-1 to Ben Porter, but man, that was a nice effort. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's slapped up the middle. Nice play. Morgan with a reverse pivot spin and throws to first base for the out. Nice play by Tanner Morgan at short. And that'll do it for the Tigers, but they get 2 in the top of the second inning.
After 1.5, Tigers lead 2-0.
So 2 runs on 1 hit. There was an error. But the baseman, or the base runner rather, that was given that base because of an error wound up scoring on the home run. So hopefully that won't be too costly. And Sumrall will come to bat in the bottom of the second, featuring Garrity, Story, and Seth Mitchell. Both teams off to a good start. When it comes to placing a loved one, you want a facility that you can trust, and you have Magnolia Place Retirement Home right in Sumrall that you can count on to take exceptional care of your family member. They specialize in senior living. It's designed for seniors who need that extra level of assistance in order to experience an enriched life. They provide 3 delicious home-cooked meals a day, spacious living quarters, and a loving staff. They also provide regular activities and have availability. You can visit MagnoliaPlaceRetirement.com, MagnoliaPlaceRetirement.com. Here's Billy Garrity. First pitch to him, he takes a fastball strike from Zach Thompson. Thompson now working quickly as his team has spotted him a couple of runs, swing and a miss. Garrity tried to go the opposite way. The wind now is actually blowing out toward right. The flag just to the left of the scoreboard at Wesley Scarborough Field here. There's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Garrity down on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Thompson.
First baseman number 6, Mason Story.
So here's Story. An epic story. He got a hit this morning. Looks at a breaking ball strike at the knees. Boy, Zach Thompson just rearing back and letting it rip. Those white uniforms just brilliant under the sunshine today. That one's fouled into the screen to the right. So 0-2. The Grissom Tigers. Out of Huntsville. Story looking at an 0-2 count. Thompson from the full wind. Swing and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Seth Mitchell. He'll take his chances now. The designated hitter, Mitchell, got an at-bat this morning. And they give him some room in right center field. The first pitch to him misses. Ball 1. Should Mitchell reach, then Tanner Morgan would come to bat. Morgan with that nice defensive play to end the second inning. Bender called strike. Well, this Thompson's working like he's got a date tonight. But even if they ended this game early, I doubt he'd be able to get home in time for it. Swing and a miss. As we mentioned, Huntsville, not exactly a trip around the block. Seth Mitchell looking at a 1-2 count. Fastball called strike 3 at the knees.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
So Zach Thompson
After 2 complete, Tigers lead.
K's the side and has 4 altogether now. We have completed 2 here at Northwest Rankin. And after 2, it's the Grissom Tigers 2. The Sumrall Bobcats, nothing. Martin's E-Tax supporting Sumrall Bobcat baseball, and it's not just January through April that they're open. They're open all year round because lots of business taxes, payroll taxes. Goodness knows Uncle Sam is going to get his, and Martin's E-Tax can help not only sift through all of the paperwork, give you deductions where you're entitled them, and educate you on the whole tax process. Owned by Michael and Jenny Martin. Give them a call. They're right across from Sumrall Town Hall, or you can call them at 758-0733, 758-0733. So the top of the order to face Payne Phillips here in the third, and that'll be Nate Sanderson, the second baseman.
Second baseman number 6, Nate Sanderson.
Sanderson walked in his first at bat, but wound up getting thrown out at second base in his attempt to steal. Billy Garrity shot him down. First pitch to him. Strike. On the corner from Payne Phillips. 4th different starter in the weekend here for Sumrall as the pitching staff tries to get in shape, ready for the district campaign. Showed bunt and then backed off of it. The pitch was inside, 1-1. Hunter Ziedema, the third baseman, on deck. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Bobcats down on the scoreboard, but Payne Phillips has 3 strikeouts of his own. Check that, 4. 4 strikeouts. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. Here's a high fly ball to center field. Dennis Jackson leisurely over. Puts that one away for the first out of the inning. So it wasn't deep. And Jackson had plenty of time to get over there.
Third baseman number 3, Hunter Ziedema.
Ziedema with that open stance tries to look at bunt, and they say that he did commit and missed it, so it'll go as a strike. Grissom batting in the top of the third inning. Second game of the day and the final game of the Mid-Mississippi tournament for the Sumrall Bobcats. That's outside the zone, 1-1. Ziedema struck out looking his first time up. That one's high, 2-1. Billy Garrity behind the plate in this game. Not only preseason used for pitchers to get in shape and compete for positions, but it's also a chance for the Sumrall coaching staff to look at all of their players in different defensive scenarios. 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. But it's nice to know that Graham Crawford wouldn't necessarily have to catch every game if Garrity or whomever could give him some rest. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. This one is a pop-up to the infield. Phillips coming in. Story now getting underneath it and making the catch. Usually you don't want the pitcher to catch anything that's not outside of a 5-foot radius of the pitching area. And that's exactly what happened there. Story called him off, which was the proper thing to do. So 2 outs, and here's Tyler Davis, who walked and wound up being stranded at first in his first at bat and takes ball 1. You just want pitchers to really focus on throwing strikes and let your defensive mates do as much as they can to help you. 1-0 pitch. That's up 2-0 to the number 3 hitter, the center fielder, Tyler Davis. Zach Thompson or Grissom has faced the minimum so far. That's low, 3-0. Bobcats really looking to get those bats going today. They came alive when they needed to last night in pulling out the huge win over MRA. Here's the 3-0. Missed, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Tyler Davis, his second of the game. And that'll bring up Chance Childers, who Phillips struck out last time.
Now batting catcher number 23, Chance Childers.
Grissom batting in the top of the 3rd inning, leading Sumrall 2-0. That shadow in right field from that big pine tree is actually swallowing up Logan Powell out there. Powell backing out now, just out of the shade. Normally that's not a problem, but sometimes it can give you perspective problems, knowing just how quickly a ball is coming off the bat, or if you're trying to make a catch in the shade, sometimes the ball is closer than you think. Ball 1 is inside to Chance Childers. He struck out swinging. Grissom batting in the 3rd. That pitch is high, 2-0. So 2 outs. Phillips got a fly to center and a pop out to the first baseman, but a walk to Davis, and now he's behind Childers, 2-0. Throw again over to first. We've got the windows open here at Scarborough Field. Ladybugs flying in here. Those are supposed to be good luck.
Supposed to?
Yeah. So maybe that's a sign of things to come for Sumrall. The Bobcats trail here 2-0. Runner on first, 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch to Childers. Way upstairs, 3-0, and now Garrity wants to have a chat. Last weekend of college basketball during the regular season. Tournament week starts this coming week. Of course, William Carey, we mentioned them, the men's team coached by Larry Knight's brother Steve, playing in the conference championship tonight in Montgomery against Dalton State, and those were the top 2 teams during the regular season, so it does appear that those 2 teams were head and shoulders better than everybody else. William Carey already going to the NAIA National Tournament in Kansas City, and with Dalton State now getting to the final, that will solidify that school spot. Throw over to first base. Chance Childers, the catcher for Grissom, at the plate. He'll be followed by Evan Koob, the right fielder. Koob spelled K-O-O-B. 3-0 is upstairs, ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks. Has the Tigers in business, making some 2-out noise. And here comes the right fielder, Koob, hitting 5th in the order. But Larry Knight also coming out of the dugout. Tucker Lawler running for the catcher Childers so that he can get his equipment on. I see 4 ladybugs right over here. Knight again talking to Phillips. Of course, there is no defense for a walk. There's nothing that the infielders can do to aid him. Meanwhile, Grant Reddy appears to be loosening in the Sumrall bullpen. We got a much better view than we did this morning of the bullpen.
Now batting right fielder number 11, Evan Koob.
A lot of lefties on this Grissom Tigers team. Koob ready to go to work with Davis at second. And the runner for Childers at first. Now time is called at the plate. So the waiting game goes on here. Forces anywhere except home. Phillips checks his runners and comes to the plate. Breaking ball just nibbles the corner for a strike. Nice pitch. Grissom will be moving with 2 outs. Any contact, they will head to the races. Phillips checks that lead runner, and here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. So Sumrall will be at home for a good spell after this, and an unexpected gift. On Tuesday, the Jackson Academy, I should say, Raiders will come to town when Sumrall was supposed to go to Jackson. Phillips feinting a throw, but nobody there to receive it. Dennis Jackson playing a slight pull here. Wind blowing toward right. Evan Koob, the 5th man of the order for the Tigers here, playing the waiting game with Phillips. The 1-1, both runners going. Hit and run was on, and that's fouled into the screen, so they'll have to take that back. The baseball rewind in effect. Both runners going back to their respective bases. Davis at second. He's the lead man. And the count is 1-2 to Evan Koob. Phillips really working deliberately here. Wouldn't be surprised if Koob made him wait, but looks like Phillips ready to go to work. Nope. Grissom batting in the top of the 3rd inning. They got the only runs of the game in the 2nd when they tallied twice. The 1-2 pitch from Phillips. Got just a piece of it. Squibbed that one foul off to the left side. People say, what's the quickest way to get to Northwest Rankin? I'm not sure there is a quick way. But everybody knows of Lakeland Drive in Jackson. If you get on Lakeland Drive and go about 40 miles north, it seems like it, with all the development out Lakeland Drive, Flowwood, all the way out here to Northwest Rankin. 1-2 pitch, runners going. Called strike 3. It was a fastball right at the belt buckle, and Koob gets caught looking. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
No runs, no hits.
And the Tigers strand 2 runners, and Phillips racks up his 5th strikeout of the day. So again, no runs on no hits, but they do strand 2. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be Morgan, Jackson, and Powell trying to figure out Zach Thompson, who has been slinging it for the Tigers here this afternoon. If you're looking for a great place to eat after the game, or even before the game, check out La Torre's Fine Foods in Sumrall. Steak, seafood, chicken, salad, sandwiches, po' boys, burgers, whether you have the big appetite or eat enough to keep a June bug alive, they've got food for you there, great food. And the country lunch plate weekdays includes a salad and a drink. La Torre's for your dining pleasure, 1143 Highway 42 in Sumrall. Glad to have La Torre's along with us. So here's Tanner Morgan. Morgan, the shortstop for Sumrall. And again, Zach Thompson, just a strike-throwing machine. First pitch at 79 miles an hour is fouled off to the right. Sumrall has a ground ball toward second base. Long throw across a body. Not going to get him. Infield hit for Tanner Morgan. It was a great effort by second baseman Nate Sanderson going to the hole, but couldn't get any mustard on the throw as he had to come across his body. And Morgan beat the throw out. So the Bobcats do have their first hit of the game, and here's Dennis Jackson.
Dennis Jackson.
Jackson wants to put the bunt down, but foul down the third base side. Ziedema on the prowl at third, expecting for Jackson to do that, even though Grissom leads it 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Game started at about 3:05. Next pitch to Jackson is outside, a ball and a strike. Be interesting to see if Jackson could push one down first. How quickly Thompson could field his position. The 1-1 shows bunt again, right back to the pitcher. We'll have to wait for somebody to cover the first base bag. They do, but the sacrifice works.
Right fielder, number 16, Logan Powell.
Getting Morgan down to second base. So here's Logan Powell. That runner could cut the lead in half for Grissom if Sumrall could get him in. First pitch. High and outside, ball 1. Zach Thompson had retired the first 6 hitters he'd faced, 4 by the strikeout. 1-0 pitch, that one's there. Just rears back and lets it rip. Logan Powell with a 1-1 count. Tanner Morgan doesn't have to go anywhere. Anything hit to the right side, he'll be moving. The left side, he'll have to see who fields it and how far from the second base bag it is. 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. 2-1 the count. Faking going, and there's a ground ball to first, bobbled but then picked up. Making the play himself will be Dylan Cook. But that ushers Morgan over to third.
Second baseman, number 1. Zane
2 outs,
Berry.
and that'll bring up Zane Berry, the top of the order. Boy, it's time for Zane to find a hole here somewhere. First pitch to him is a strike on the corner. Sumrall folks thought it was outside, but based on what we've seen today and what's a strike and what's a ball, that was a good call. 0-1. That one's out. The right fielder Evan Koob is actually standing in the middle of that shade out there, which I'm telling you can be tough to battle. Similar to a guy on the golf green when you have to putt through shade. Sometimes gives you a different look than it would be otherwise. That pitch is low. 2-1, and Barry wants timeout at the plate. 2 outs, runner at third. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the third. That's a strike. Really took something off of that one at 59 miles an hour. And Barry faced with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. They'll have to go to first base to finish it. And they do. Barry out on strikes.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base.
And that is the 5th strikeout.
2-0.
5th strikeout of the game for Sumrall. And we have completed 3 here at Scarborough Field. No runs on 1 hit for the Bobcats. Sullivan Woodley, Noah Walls, and Dylan Cook to the plate. Coming up next as Payne Phillips comes out for another inning of work. Kelly Sander with Jeremy Thompson back at Scarborough Field on the campus of Northwest Rankin High School in the Jackson area. Sumrall looking to finish this Mid-Mississippi baseball tournament with a 2-1 record. Locked in a battle with the Grissom Tigers out of Huntsville, Alabama. And Payne Phillips, who has struck out 5 of the Tigers today, will face Sullivan Woodley, Noah Walls, and Dylan Cook.
37, Sullivan Woodley.
Sullivan Woodley, his first at bat, hit a sharply hit ground ball to Tanner Morgan that got under his glove. Was ruled an error. First pitch, swing and a miss. So that put him on first base, and then Noah Walls came up right behind him and put one over the wall in left field, and that's the only runs of the game. 0-1 pitch. Bounced in there, 1-1. Well, what a nice day. And it's about time, really, on the weekends when we've had threatening weather the last couple of weekends. 1-1 pitch. Breaker in there. So Phillips ahead in the count. 1-2. Barrett at third. Morgan at short. Barry at second. Story at first as that pitch is inside to even out the count. 2-2. The outfield left to right. Crawford, Jackson, and Powell. Powell in right field. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. Lifted out of play to the right side. Leadoff hitter for Grissom here in the 4th inning is Sullivan Woodley. Must have got a car because we got the breaking glass sound effect. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. Here's a chopper over Phillips's head. This may be tough. And they will not make a play. It's an infield hit. Woodley dove head first into the bag. It was over Phillips's head. There was nothing he could do. And on the slow roller, by the time Morgan got there,
Number 5, Noah Walls.
he knew he would have to hurry the throw. And rather than hurry the throw and perhaps make a mistake, Bobcats eat the baseball. That'll bring up Noah Walls. And Larry Knight out of the dugout. And we did see Grant Reddy warming a little bit earlier, but have not seen anybody in the Sumrall bullpen since then. So Larry Knight, forever the teacher. And it looks like the call is being made to Grant Reddy. And some position changes now. It's like Billy Garrity is being lifted from the catcher position. Graham Crawford will probably come back in to catch. So that's it for Payne Phillips, although Woodley at first base is his responsibility. Our next webcast will be Tuesday night when the Bobcats unexpectedly return home. Again, they were supposed to be at Jackson Academy, but Raider Park is almost underwater with all the rain they've had here. And you say, wait a minute, didn't Sumrall play there last night? Yes, they did.
New pitcher number 2, Grant Reddy.
But the Bobcats were literally in a swamp in their dugout. A bunch of mud that caused some problems. So we'll see now Garrity. If Garrity goes to maybe right field and they move Powell back over to left, we'll see. A lot of pollen in the air today, causing all kinds of problems. That is what happens. Garrity will go to right. I'll move Logan Powell back to left. So Grant Reddy to face Noah Walls.
Now catching is number 34, Graham Crawford. 31, Bill Garrity is going to right field.
So Garrity will have to deal with the shadows out there in right. And here's Walls, the home run hitter. And his swing
16's moving to left field.
Was the difference in the game so far. 2-0. Tigers as Grissom bats in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Reddy is outside, ball 1.
The batter is number 5, Noah Walls.
Dylan Cook on deck for Grissom. A lot of the private schools around the Jackson area are in this tournament. Jackson Academy, MRA. North Pike, I know one of the public schools is in it. Great chance to play some great competition from all over the South. Bunt is shown. Throw to second base on the delay, and this will be out by a mile. What a throw by Graham Crawford. And Woodley is out. Yikes. Nice job. Really doesn't seem to matter who the Bobcats put back there. They've got 2 or 3 different cannons that they can use back there. Base is empty now, 1 out. And a 2-0 count to Noah Walls. The 2-0 offering is high, now 3-0. Grant Reddy wanting some fresh leather. So the Sumrall catchers doing their job as far as throwing runners out. 2-0 pitch is outside, ball 4. And we're giving credit to the Sumrall catchers because it's the catchers that are throwing the runners out. But remember,
number 7, Dylan Cook.
When we talk about the number of times that the Sumrall pitchers are going to first base to keep those runners close, that's exactly what we're talking about. The more in danger those runners feel over at first base, the more ground they have to cover in order to steal. And that gives the Sumrall catchers all the more time to throw them out. So here's Dylan Cook. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to him, a swing and a miss again. He was looking to put Garrity to work out there in right field. Tigers batting in the fourth, leading 2-0. Runner on first, one out. Double play in effect here for Sumrall. That one's off the fist, foul right side. So far, so good for Grant Reddy. So the book is closed now on Phillips. Oh, 2 pitch coming. Pitch out was called, but the runner not going. And that's okay. You can afford a waste pitch there when you're ahead in the count 0-2. Sumrall will have hitters 2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate in its half of the fourth. A 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Got him on the inside fastball. And froze him. Dylan Cook's second time today. He's gone down on strikes.
15, Ben Porter.
So here's Ben Porter, the left fielder who grounded to short his first time up. First pitch to him is a breaking ball, strike. Nice job there by Grant Reddy. Second pitcher of the day for Sumrall. Reddy did throw a little bit against MRA last night, but nothing too taxing. Has him back on the hill today. The 0-1. Another breaking ball, but that one missed inside.
With the way Grant throws, it makes it easier for him to throw almost back-to-back days.
Yeah, nothing too stressful, just very relaxing. Of course, he's a big dude anyway, a big, strong kid. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate, 2-1. As Reddy goes from the inner part of the plate to the outer part. Sumrall trailing 2-0. Runner at first with 2 outs, but the Sumrall catchers have done a terrific job gunning down the opposition. 2-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 61 miles an hour on the breaker. No wind at all to speak of now. Making it an absolutely ideal day. Well, if you could bottle this one and save it, throw over to first. I'll take this temperature any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Some people still think it's a bit cool, but
What's the odd? It's hot in the sun, cold in the shade.
I'll take it. The 2-2 pitch. Had him leaning, but didn't get him swinging. Count fills at 3-2, so Walls down there at first base, he will be off and running. As soon as Reddy commits to the plate, he'll take off. And there he goes. Swing and a miss. Didn't matter. Porter down on strikes.
One hit, no errors, one left on base.
No runs on a hit. So again, the book is closed on Phillips. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Grissom out of Huntsville, Alabama, 2. Sumrall Bobcats, nothing. Barrett, Crawford, and Garrity will come to the plate for Sumrall here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We want to thank Columbia Medical Supply for their support of Sumrall baseball and getting the webcasts on the air. A lot of the equipment that you need in the medical arena, wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, mobility equipment, all those are available for in-store pickup or delivery. Sleep apnea, they've got complete equipment there on staff as well, along with a respiratory therapist on staff. Most insurance is accepted. Talk it over with them at Columbia Medical Supply, 601-736-0843, 736-0843. So Barrett to face the long and lanky Zach Thompson again.
Now batting third baseman number 7, Hunter Barrett.
Hunter Barrett struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch to him is away, ball 1. 69 miles an hour on the change. 1-0 pitch. Missed again. 2-0. Sumrall's only base runner has gotten as far as third, but have not been able to plate any runs. 2-0. Off the plate again, 3-0. Hunter Barrett with Graham Crawford on deck. .30 pitch. Right down the middle. If pitchers would approach every pitch like it was a 3-0 pitch, could zip through games. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So Barrett on, and here comes Graham Crawford. Crawford started this game in left field. Now has come in to catch.
Graham Crawford.
Crawford, a switch hitter. So against the righty, Thompson turns around and swings it from the left side. Sumrall has its lead man aboard here in the 4th. First pitch is a strike. It was a pitch out. Grissom called a pitch out, but umpire called it a strike. 0-1. Another strike. That one's at the knees. 0-2. Trying to attack the lower part of the zone. Billy Garrity's on deck for Sumrall as the Bobcats bat in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 2-0. Swing and a miss. Down goes Crawford. First out of the inning. And the 6th strikeout of the game for Zach Thompson. Garrity struck out swinging on 4 pitches. His first at bat against this same Zach Thompson. First pitch. Got a piece of that one, but fouled it off outside the first baseline. Well, here we are in the month of March. Graduation in May. That's only about a month and a half away. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to center field. That ball is way over his head. That ball is over the center field fence. Aloha on the steel guitar. And one swing of the bat by Billy Garrity has tied this game. His 3rd of the year. So 2 can play at that game as Walls and Garrity with each 2-run shots, and this game is tied. And honestly, when it came off the bat,
I didn't think it was going to go over.
It really didn't look like it traveled that well. Story sharply hit ball to second. He's out on the 4-3 for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up Seth Mitchell. But it just kept carrying and carrying and got over the black monster in center field there. So 2 outs, bases empty, and here's Mitchell. Outside, ball 1. So that changes things a little bit.
Just a little.
Lots of room to roam out there in right center field. That pitch missed away, 2-0. Should Mitchell reach, then Tanner Morgan would come up. He's got a single to his credit. Morgan actually recorded the first hit of the day for Sumrall. 2-0 pitch. Took it, but it was a called strike. A 2-1 record in this tournament would be terrific. That pitch is short, making it 3-1 now to Mitchell. Considering how good the competition is, in order to get invited here, you got to be pretty doggone good. 3-1 pitch is a grounder to second. Should be routine. A flip over to first base by Sanderson gets the out. But the Bobcats come up with 2 runs on 1 hit, the Billy Garrity home run. We've played 4 and are tied at 2. So Phillips cannot lose this game. Payne Phillips is off the hook. Grant ready is the pitcher on the hook right now. We want to thank Premier Orthopedics for their support of Sumrall baseball. Man, they treat all kinds of things: spinal conditions, tendon and ligament issues, dislocations, sprains, and bone breaks. Dr. Bruns and Dr. Bayless, and of course Dr. Bayless, quite a football player at North Forest back in his day. They spend time with the patient, identify the problem, and then offer the best treatment with everybody on board. Call Premier Orthopedics at 296-2100, 296-2100. So top of the order, here's Nate Sanderson.
Leading off the top of the 5th. Second baseman number 6, Nate Sanderson.
Sanderson walked, was thrown out trying to steal second. He has flown to center field. Officially 0 for 1. Grant Reddy's first pitch misses. Grant Reddy on in relief of Payne Phillips. There's the 1-0. Swung on, chopper outside of third.
We were talking this morning about double plays. I thought about one at Hattiesburg when Zane picked one up, touched second, threw it to first.
So there was one. 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Well, really, I mean, even though Sumrall lost this morning, a 3-1 game, when you look at the number of runs Sumrall's been giving up, it's been pretty consistently right around the 3 mark. I mean, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games. Swing and a miss on the off-speed bender. If you can hold the opposition to an average of 3 runs, you're going to have an excellent chance to win a lot of games. 2-2 pitch coming to Sanderson. Curved too much. So the count fills at 3-2 to the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by Hunter Ziedema, the third baseman. 3-2 pitch. That one is ruined as it's chopped foul into the Sumrall dugout over here. Old Sully Clark tracking it down out there. Payoff pitch coming again to Nate Sanderson as the Tigers bat in the top of the 5th in this 2-2 game. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Third strikeout.
Now batting third baseman
for Grant Reddy.
Hunter Ziedema.
So here's Hunter Ziedema. Struck out looking in the first. Popped to first in the third. So he's 0 for 2. Bases empty, 1 out. Now time called at the plate. As we get now past the 4 o'clock hour, you start to see the shadows to the left of the players. First pitch is high and tight. Ball 1. That's making the sun field the left side. So Logan Powell will have to deal with that sun. There's a fastball strike on the corner. Ziedema, the number 2 man in the hole, in the order for Grissom. Swing and a miss. Reddy in command here. 1-2 the count. And quickly to work. Reddy again. Outside, 2-2. Inside, that fills up the count now at 3-2 with Tyler Davis, the center fielder, waiting his turn. New life for the Bobcats off of Garrity's 2-run homer in the 4th. Swung on a little dribbler right out in front of the plate, but actually behind the plate. Count stays full at 3-2. Where are you on this Saturday? What are you doing? You working around the house? Got the honey-do list going? Reddy shakes off one pitch. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, just a kind of a little squibber off the end of the bat that Story will field himself and make the play. Nice job by Reddy, hanging tough. And here's Tyler Davis, who has walked twice.
Center fielder number 10, Tyler Davis.
Davis getting some advice now. He hits third in the order. They'd love for him to get on so that the cleanup hitter, Chance Childers, would be able to come up. Sumrall and Grissom tied at 2 as the Tigers bat in the top of the 5th inning. Bases empty, 2 outs. First pitch to him. Tried to kind of defend himself with the bat, but actually leaned into the pitch and fouled it away. So Tyler Davis behind in the count. See those shadows getting increasingly larger. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. Here's a little blooper out into right field. That's a base hit. Garrity had a notion to sling that into first base to try to ring him up, but Tyler Davis is aboard for the 3rd time today.
Now batting, catcher number
And here's
23,
Chance
Childers.
Childers has struck out and walked. 2 outs in the 5th. Bobcats just need an out here. Righty versus righty. First pitch from Reddy is shot to third. Nice play. Throw to second and keeps the man on the base. Woo! Zane Berry had to do a first baseman type stretch to hang on to that one.
One hit, no errors, one left on base. We played 4.5.
But it's 3 outs any way you look at it. No runs on a hit. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bobcats will send Morgan, Jackson, and Powell to the plate. And Zach Thompson comes back out to work. Scheduled 7-inning game. We're only about an hour and 10 minutes into it. Game's running much more quickly today as pitching has taken center stage. Sumrall has 2 hits in the game. One of them the home run by Garrity. One Morgan got the first hit of the game for Sumrall in the 3rd inning on a single. And he was in the leadoff spot that time, too. Let's see if he can repeat that.
Now batting shortstop number 27, Tanner Morgan.
Zach Thompson has racked up 6 strikeouts of Sumrall hitters. First pitch, swing and a miss at a pitch that might have been high out of the zone. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. A 68-mile-an-hour change. Morgan's been badly fooled on. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 2. 0-2 pitch. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Very spacious out in right center. Was able to foul that one into the netting, the tightly strung netting right behind home plate. Went to the pullover, huh, Jeremy?
Yep.
Starting to get a little bit cool. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. 2-2, although it's that same type of synthetic surface that the Bobcats have at their field. But the infield here is real grass. Everything about the infield except the pitcher's mound and home plate is real grass. Swing and a miss. Morgan goes down.
Center fielder number 5, Dennis Jackson.
And that is the 7th strikeout of the day for Zach Thompson. And here's Dennis. First pitch. Low and away. Boy, you just can't help but think that just any minute now, Dennis is ready to snap out of it. 1-0 pitch. That one's too high. Remember, it's not where the catcher ends up with the ball. It's where the plate or the ball comes over the plate. 2-0. There's swung on, ground ball to short. To his left. Good play. Straightened up across the diamond. Nice play by Noah Walls to throw out DJ. 2 outs, and here's Logan Powell, who grounded out to first base unassisted in his only other at bat. 2 outs, bases empty for Sumrall here. Top of the, or check that, bottom of the 5th inning. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 5th with the bases empty. Pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Should he get on base, then Sumrall would go back to the top of the order. 2-0 now to Logan Powell. I was joking with Logan on our Buffalo Wild Wings show. I said, "Never played football, Logan?" He said, "Well, look at me." There's a strike. Well, yeah, but, you don't have to be 225 or 230 to play football. I mean, Zane Berry plays, and he's not necessarily a big dude. 2-1 pitch, and there's a called strike 2. So Deuce is wild here. A strikeout of Morgan, a ground out by Jackson, and a strikeout by Logan Powell. This one of the looking variety.
No runs, no hits,
The
no errors.
8th
No runs,
strikeout
no base. After 5 complete, we're
recorded
tied.
by Zach Thompson. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Here at Scarborough Field, Sumrall and Grissom are tied at 2. How about that? What a great ball game this morning, 3-1. If you like defense, these are the type of games you can really get into. Buffalo Wild Wings, one of our sponsors on the webcast this year. If you go and eat at Buffalo Wild Wings and tell them that you go to Sumrall, the Bobcats will get 10% off the cost of your meal. They'll give it right back to the school. Buffalo Wild Wings will. Like all kinds of lunch specials. And I'll tell you, lots of times their appetizers have so much food in them, you can use those as a entree for you high school students that are kind of on a budget. Buffalo Wild Wings. Fun family atmosphere at the intersection of Hardy Street and I-59. Buffalo Wild Wings supports the Sumrall Bobcats. So Evan Koob, the right fielder, who has struck out twice.
Leading off the top of the 6th, right fielder number 11, Evan Koob.
Now both of those were against Phillips. So this will be his first opportunity to look at Grant Reddy, who's on in relief of Phillips. Only 3 pitchers in this game, 2 from Sumrall, and Zach Thompson has gone the distance for Grissom. First pitch is a strike at the knees. Dennis Jackson over toward right. That pitch came so far inside. And the umpire says that pitch hit him. Boy, a really late call there. Koob was actually kind of looking back at him going, "Are you going to give me the base or not?" And once the question was asked, it was answered. And really, no argument from the Sumrall bench. So here's Woodley, who's reached on an error and scored. He has singled. He's put the ball in play twice. He's scored once and has a single. Throw over to first. Again, per usual. Bobcats keeping the runners at bay as best they can because the catchers have done a terrific job of throwing them out. First pitch, and that hits him. And a little bit of a Hollywood acting there by Sullivan Woodley. Only appropriate to be on Oscar weekend that he shuffles down to first base. So 2 runners on.
Runner at second base, number 14, Kyle Anderson. Runner at first base, number 19, Owen Keller.
So Owen Keller will come in to run for Woodley. That'll bring up Noah Walls. This is almost a certain bunt situation. So we'll see how the Bobcats call it here defensively. Crawford out to make the signal to the infielders as to how they are going to play this. Remember, the Sun field is to the left side. So the Sun could cause some problems. Cross Sibley beginning to warm up in the Sumrall bullpen. He is the freshman lefty. And he got some work last night against MRA. Runners at first and second. And here's where Reddy and most of the Sumrall pitchers are most deliberate. A lot of 2s on the scoreboard. Grissom 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Sumrall 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Barry creeping into the grass at second. Showing bunt. And Barry almost overran that. The pitch was outside. But if Barry runs in and the bunt goes to the left side, causes other sorts of problems. 1-0 to Noah Walls, hitting 7th in the order. Shows bunt and puts it down the left side. And that's exactly what we talked about, an infield hit. Barry had the right side covered, but the left side was open, and the bases are juiced now with an infield hit and nobody out. And here's Dylan Cook. Now, Dylan Cook has struck out twice.
Number 24, Garrett Nielsen.
Well, Garrett Nielsen actually picks up a stick here. Garrett Nielsen hitting for Dylan Cook because Cook had struck out twice. So Nielsen will get his shot with the bases loaded. Nobody out here in the 6th. How about a comebacker right back to the pitcher who would throw to home for a force and throw back to first. Swung on. This is a pop-up. This will do. Dennis Jackson coming in. He will oh, no! He and Zane Berry were talking it over, and it looked like Dennis Jackson was going to make the play, and then at the last minute he pulled off of it, and the ball plugged in center field like a golf ball. And that'll go as a hit, believe it or not.
Then decided to throw the third instead of second.
Left fielder number 15, Ben Porter.
So the bases are still loaded. Nielsen gets credited with an RBI. And Larry Knight calling timeout, wanting to try to figure out what happened there. Anytime a team wants to give you an out by putting the ball in the air, you have got to make the catch. And Dennis a little dejected in center, you can see out there. And usually, protocol is if an infielder is going back and the outfielder is coming in, it's the outfielder's play to make. Because the momentum is carrying the outfield toward the infield. Also, it's easier for a man coming in to track a baseball than a man going back. So even though the Bobcats have some juniors, they're certainly experienced enough to make sure that that play gets made. And really, it would have been shallow enough that the runner at third probably would not have tagged. So as they say in Perry County, we got us a situation here. Bases loaded. Still no outs. And Ben Porter, the left fielder, comes to the plate.
Left fielder number 15, Ben Porter.
So Owen Keller at third. Noah Walls at second. And Garrett Nielsen at first for Grissom. And the Tigers lead it now 3-2. First pitch, inside, ball one. And there's no room at the end with all the bases full. That pitch was inside, nearly hit Porter, and of course that would be disastrous. How about a ground ball right here, right at somebody? The 1-0 pitch. That one's there. Nope, called it low. 2-0. And with Porter hitting ninth in the order with a 2-0 count, you can bet the mortgage he's on the take here until he gets a strike. Because a walk is as good as a run. The 2-0. He was not. He was swinging and slaps it foul outside of third. I've been wrong before. I think it was 1979 was the last time, but so it does happen. 2-1 the count now to Porter, the left fielder, who has grounded to short and struck out swinging. Let's see if the Bobcats can stop the bleeding here in the sixth. Breaking ball, here's a drive. This ball hit left field. Will it stay fair? If it does, it is not. It is foul by about a foot, and the reason you know that is it's still stuck out there. Those of you that have ever played golf on wet surfaces know when you launch a drive or a 3-wood and you come down and that ball's halfway plugged in the fairway like a fried egg. That was near disaster for the Bobcats. 2-2 now to Porter with the bases loaded. Grant Reddy looking for a big strikeout here. It's the sign from Crawford. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low, 3-2. And I'm not sure Reddy agrees. But it doesn't matter. The men in black today, the umpiring crew. Full count. Payoff pitch coming with no outs. Swung on, here's a chopper into the hole. In left field, this will score 2 and gets over the glove of Logan Powell. Waving another runner around. All the way to third base, makes it there in time. It clears off the bases. So a base hit and an error gets Porter all the way over
Number 6, Nate Sanderson.
to third base. And it's now a 6-2 ball game. Still nobody out. Here's Sanderson. The only way he reached earlier was on a walk. Infield coming in to try to cut the run down at the plate. First pitch, a little dribbler out in front, but the spin carried it backward. So foul ball is the call. So the Bobcats have some work to do, but remember it was a magical 6th inning last night against MRA. Sumrall, the home team, will bat in the bottom of the 6th once they can get out of this. Swung on, here's a little looper to left field. That's a base hit. That's down, and another single and another run. RBI for Sanderson, his first hit of the game. And it's 7-2, and Larry Knight taking his time heading out, and that might be it, and it is for Grant Reddy. So here comes the freshman, Cross Sibley. The left-hander will go to work, and Larry Knight wants to talk to his outfielders. Dennis Jackson and Zane Berry letting that ball drop between them, and then a ground ball getting under the legs of Logan Powell, which cost the Bobcats at least one more run. You know, little kids when they're playing youth baseball, you know, they never want to play the outfield. You know.
25.
That's where they put all the weak players. Well, you see if you don't play good defense out there, how it can cost you. Outfielding, very important. So Cross Sibley, who did a great job against MRA last night, comes in to try to put out this fire because the Tigers have a man at first and still nobody out. 6 men have already been to the plate. What great experience this young man is getting in just this, his 9th grade year. Of course, one of the chosen ones, born left-handed. And I certainly don't mean that from a scriptural context. I just mean that there are just so few guys that can throw left-handed. You get opportunities that right-handers may not get. Bullpen continuing to work down there. Jabin Williams getting loose.
Now batting third.
So here's Ziedemann now. He has struck out, popped to first, and grounded to first. Sibley now getting to look at the runner eye to eye and a throw over to first. The Tigers have opened up a gash on the Bobcats here and continuing to punch away. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Grissom Tigers. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Sumrall, but the errors have been really especially costly. First pitch from Sibley is a strike on the corner. Gosh, is he going to be any good when he's a senior if Sibley continues to progress? He's a hard worker, very quiet demeanor, very businesslike. Dad comes from a military background, so Cross knows all about work and throw over to first, and they've got the man in a pickle, as the kids call it. The old rundown. Bobcats getting to execute this now, get him back toward first base, and he's out of the baseline. Yeah, they got to call him out. When you get too far out of the baseline to avoid a tag, you are automatically out, whether you're tagged or not. So a great pickoff move there by Sibley, records an out. And back at the plate, Ziedemann is in a hole 0-1. Sibley from the full wind. Swing and a miss. Sibley last night got some big strikeouts against MRA and wound up winning that game. Cross Sibley 2-0 on the year from a win-loss perspective. Here's the 0-2. Low. 1-2. Bobcats got to spend the night in the hotel tonight. They'll be back in their own bunks tonight. No place like home, I'll tell you that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. There's a shot toward third. Fielded by Barrett over to Story for the 5-3 putout. So 2 down now, bases empty, and here's Tyler Davis. And man, has this guy been a pain. He has walked twice and has singled. He's been on every time. Top of the 6th inning. First pitch, chopper, and into left field. He's on again. It seems like when you go back to these scorebooks, there's 1 or 2 guys on the other team that just have exceptional ball games. Of course, the Bobcats haven't been any worse for the wear, but here's Chance Childers, the catcher, and the 9th man to the plate in the inning. 7-2 Tigers as they bat here in the top of the 6th. Sibley throws it outside at 65 miles an hour. We talked about this talented junior class that Sumrall has. I'm telling you, you look down on the farm, so to speak, some of the younger kids coming up, they got some good ones. That one is off the fist, foul outside of third. Shows you how strong Childers is. He almost fisted it into left field. The 3 throwing errors last night nearly cost the Bobcats the game against MRA. 2 big ones here in this inning. Great pickoff move, but Sibley goes back to first. And we've talked about this before, too. If you're Tyler Davis over there and you're not stealing, you don't want to get too big of a lead. I mean, there's no point in it. If you want to pick it up, get it on the secondary lead. Sibley to first again. 2 runs for the Tigers in the second. Sumrall answered with 2 in the fourth. And through the 5th inning, we stayed tied at 2. But the Tigers have plated 5 here in the 6th. Man at first, 2 outs. Swung on. Here's a fly ball to center field. Dennis Jackson on his horse to his left. And he handles that one with ease, and that'll do it. So they sent 9 to the plate. Again, 5 runs on 5 hits in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Bobcats will send their top 3 men in the order, Barry, Barrett, and Crawford, to the plate, as here comes old reliable Zach Thompson. He started this game for the Tigers, and now his teammates have given him a 5-run lead. You can expect him to come out with a new spring in his step. See those shadows starting to creep in from the right now, but you can see how troublesome playing left field is going to be. Those tree shadows that we talked about were creeping into right field earlier in the game are almost all the way to the center field wall now, as you see them. Thompson has struck out 8 Bobcats today. Let's see if Sumrall can answer the 5 that the Tigers put up. Here's Zane Berry. He is lined out to the first baseman and struck out.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Zane Berry.
Just his 3rd plate appearance here in the game. Thompson kicks and delivers. Strike on the inner part of the plate. And Thompson working quickly. Missed with that one, a ball and a strike now as the Bobcats bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Too high. 2-1 to Zane. The 2 Sumrall runs came across on the 2-run homer by Billy Garrity. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Well, you don't have much time to reload if you're a hitter, because as soon as Thompson gets the signal, here he goes. Away, 3-2. Bobcats need base runners any way they can get them. Swung on, that one's squibbed at the plate, foul. I know Zane would like to find a hole somewhere. But the Bobcats need base runners any way they can get them. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. That is the 9th strikeout recorded by Zach Thompson. And here's Hunter Barrett. He struck out, walked, and scored. He scored on the Garrity home run. Base is empty, 1 out here in the 6th. First pitch is high to him, ball 1. Thompson is your prototype pitcher. His legs are attached to his neck. Here's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch away, 1-1. There's a 2-0 or 1-1? Scoreboard says 2-0. I thought it was a 1-1 count. Find out soon enough. There's a strike. Must be 2-1 because the umpire looked at his clicker and did not contradict the scoreboard. 2-1, shot into right field, fair ball. Got by the first baseman, rounding first on his way to second base is Hunter Barrett. He is rounding second, and he will stay there. The ball got into an unplayable area, and the umpires will not award him third. So it's a clean double anyway for Barrett. Nice hit down the right field line, just inside the bag. And Graham Crawford will come up to bat. Larry Knight's wanting to know why his runner didn't get third. Thinking if he was on his way to second and the ball got into an unplayable situation, he should get the base he was going to plus one more. And that the player did not raise his arms in the air to indicate that the ball was in an unplayable area.
Well, he's standing at third right now, so.
Now batting catcher number 34, Graham Crawford.
Now the base umpire and home plate umpire, and I think Larry Knight told him to stay at third until instructed otherwise. So the men in black will discuss it here. They are not going to send him back to second. But it's a man in scoring position for the Bobcats, and here's Graham Crawford. He grounded to the pitcher in the first, struck out in the fourth. Hitting from the left side against the righty Thompson. Sumrall looking for some sixth inning magic like it did last night. First pitch, popped it up. Will it stay in the park? I think it'll get out of play. No! Overrunning the foul ball right behind home plate was Chance Childers. So new life for Graham Crawford. Barrett, after the stand-up double, is not forced anywhere, so he doesn't have to go. 0-1 pitch, strike at the knees on the inner part of the plate. 0-2 now. With Billy Garrity on deck, Billy's got a 2-run dinger today, his third of the season. Swung on, a little dribbler right back to the pitcher. They'll go to third. There was no force out. Running the runner down, and right behind him, going into second base, is Crawford, so it'll go as a fielder's choice. Barrett is out for the second out, and Crawford stands at second base, and here's Billy Garrity as Sully Clark will come in.
Sully Clark. Now batting.
So Garrity,
31, Billy Garrity.
Had a 2-run homer his last at bat and planted the only Sumrall runs. Let's see if he can find a hole here. High and outside, ball one. That one sailed in there at 66 miles an hour. Should Garrity reach, then Mason Story had come to bat. Story doesn't have a hit in this game, and I think it's the first one I've seen him not have at least one. Swung on, chopper to first. Unassisted play there, made by
no runs on one hit, no error.
Garrett Nielsen.
After 6 complete, Tigers
and we have completed six here at Wesley Scarborough Field. Bobcats no run on a hit. That double by Barrett. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. 5, 6, and 7 to face Cross Sibley. Our next webcast will be Tuesday night when the Jackson Academy Raiders come to Sumrall. In rain projected in the Jackson area, which is the last thing that a lot of these fields need right now. But anybody in the Jackson metro area that has made that comment, I said, well, just remember in June, July, and August when you're not getting any rain. Oh, you might get one of those 4 o'clock afternoon thunderstorms where it'll pour for about 10 minutes. And then you can take a sauna outside. And I think, for the first time in my broadcasting career, some 40 years, it's the first time I have heard the Swedish supergroup ABBA play on the PA system. Of course, appropriately, the song is the name of the game, but ABBA is just not one of those groups that lights a fire under most baseball fans.
Leading off the top of the 7th. Pinch hitter number 30, Jacob Kingsford.
So Jacob Kingsford hitting for Anderson. Just like the charcoal. Kyle Anderson hit for Evan Koob in the 6th inning. And Anderson got hit by a pitch. Wound up scoring. So here's Jacob Kingsford. Right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Cross Sibley. First pitch away, ball 1. Sumrall in its last chance, 7th. Story, Mitchell, and Morgan are the scheduled hitters. Here's the 1-0. Again away, 2-0. The Adidas tournament that Sumrall will be hosting will be staged next weekend. The weather forecast holding pretty good so far for that. Hopefully that will continue to be that way. There's a strike on the corner. Seth Mitchell warming up for Sumrall in the pen should he be needed. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, popped out of play right side. So the count stays 2-2. Uh-oh. The dreaded broken glass sound effect. Bases empty. No outs. Top of the 7th here for the Grissom Tigers, leading Sumrall 7-2. Breaking ball tried to just nibble the corner, but too far out. Full count now. Owen Keller is scheduled to hit next. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Sibley got him. Another strikeout for Cross.
Designated hitter number 37, Sullivan Woodley.
So Sullivan Woodley back in. Owen Keller hit for him last time, so Woodley back reinserted as the DH. His first look at the crafty lefty. Went around. Strike 1. The wind blowing out toward right at this point. It's never been very brisk all day. So enjoyable weather-wise. 0-1 pitch. Drop that one in for strike 2. At a blazing 56 miles an hour. Five big runs for the Tigers in the 6th. The difference in this ball game. Here's the 0-2. Tried to get him to fish. 1-2 the count to the DH, Sullivan Woodley. Noah Walls, the shortstop, on deck. Here in the 7th inning, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to left center field. Dennis Jackson moving to his left will not get this one. It rolls nearly to the wall on his way to second, where he will pull the parachute there. A double for Woodley with 1 out. Here in the 7th.
Number 5, Noah Walls.
See what Walls has been up to. He homered back in the 2nd inning. He has also walked, singled, and scored. So he's been on all 3 times. Larry Knight again talking to his youngster, and that'll be it for Cross Sibley. And Seth Mitchell comes in for the Bobcats. Larry Knight using the opportunity to get his pitching staff some work. And lots of times parents will sit there up in the stands and go, well, what is the coach doing? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? You have to remember, coaches want to win more than anybody. But in the process of winning, kids also have to learn. It's a fine line that they walk. But everything that the Bobcats will do in the pre-district campaign will be toward being the best they can be during district. Because Purvis has got a good club, you know that. Anthony James Forest County team always plays hard. And Greene County, they're like the Phantom Menace. Every time you think that you should have Greene County down, they come bouncing back. So it's all about putting the pieces together and having them fit just right. So Seth Mitchell on the hill. With Woodley at second and one out for the Grissom Tigers. Game 3 of the Mid-Mississippi Classic for the Sumrall Bobcats. Dylan Cook is back in the on-deck circle. He was lifted for a pinch hitter earlier, Garrett Nielsen. So Cook looks like he will hit for himself again. First pitch by Mitchell, 78-mile-an-hour fastball that was low. And that'll bring Crawford back out. Game just now an hour and 50 minutes old. Game this morning with a great pitching matchup at 3-1 or 3-1 was that final score?
Yeah.
Couple of great pitching performances. Now the home plate area is in the shade. 1-0. Mitchell, that gets outside. 2-0 now. 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Walls hitting in the 7 hole has had a very productive day. A homer, a single, and a walk. Seth Mitchell, the 4th pitcher for Sumrall in this game. 2-0 pitch. Here's a little looper out into right field. That's a base hit. That drops. Garrity loses it out of the end of his glove, but not long enough to send the runner to second. It's an RBI single for Walls. Scoring on the play is Woodley. And that'll bring up Dylan Cook.
Now batting first baseman number 7, Dylan Cook.
Cook, when he was in there, he struck out against Phillips twice, but then singled against Grant Reddy. This is his first look at Seth Mitchell. Outside, ball 1. Sumrall, when it comes to bat in the 7th, will send up Story, Mitchell, and Morgan. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Mitchell challenged him with an 80-mile-an-hour heater. Bobcats will head back home regardless of the outcome of this one and work on some of the things that maybe the coaching staff didn't think they did so well. High and away, 2-1 now. And that's what practice is all about, working out all those kinks. They'll only have one day to do it before the Raiders of Jackson Academy come calling Tuesday night. Again, that game moved to Sumrall. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 79 miles an hour. Mitchell's been most effective here against Cook, just challenging him with the fastball. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Umpire said he went around. It's strike 3. Dylan Cook down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Ben Porter.
Now batting left fielder number 15, Ben Porter.
Porter, a 1-for-3 day with a ground out, a strikeout, and a single. First pitch to him. Outside. Well, Graham Crawford will sleep well this weekend, won't he? After having caught the game last night. Now having to catch again a little bit. Did play a couple of other positions. Here's the 1-0 from Mitchell. Inside, 2-0 now. Nate Sanderson, the leadoff man in the order, is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers as Grissom bats in the top of the 7th inning, leading Sumrall 8-2. The 2-0 pitch. That's low, 3-0. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Bobcats. 2 runs for Sumrall coming off the bat of Billy Garrity, a 2-run homer back in the 4th. 3-0 pitch coming. A 4-pitch walk as that one is upstairs. So runners on first and second, and that'll bring up Nate Sanderson. Sanderson officially 1-for-3 with a single to his credit. But runners on first and second now. The Tigers continue to make noise here in the late innings. I kind of joked earlier about the uniforms actually being white and orange, which of course is the color of a tiger. Here, a lot of schools, have that tiger mascot, and
they're never orange.
Never orange. I mean, look at LSU, Hattiesburg, both purple and yellow. Collins High School is the Tigers. They're green and white. That pitch is low. Just at the high school level. I mean, the pro teams that have the Tigers or some derivative, like the Bengals, for example, they're black and orange. Here's the 1-0. That is a 1-step hop to the catcher. Snap throw back to second base. Nice job by Morgan to glove that ball and keep it from moving on into center field. 2-0 the count to Nate Sanderson, with Hunter Ziedema, the third baseman for Grissom, on deck. Tigers in control here. The Bobcats trying to close out the 7th inning for the Tigers. 2-0 pitch. High and inside, 3-0 now. Seth Mitchell struck out Dylan Cook after giving up a single to Walls. He walked Porter. So runners at first and second. Here's the 3-0. Ball 4. The runners will advance anyway. So the base is full of Tigers. And Larry Knight to the mound. And that's it for Seth Mitchell. And another pitching change for the Bobcats. Stone Robinson, the lefty. He'll get some work here in this contest. Stone, one of those juniors, 6'3", a svelte 150 pounds.
New pitcher is number 4, Stone Robinson.
When play resumes, he will face the bases loaded with Walls at third, Porter at second, Sanderson at first, and Ziedema the hitter. So Larry Knight again getting the pitching staff some work and letting these guys compete for positions as starters, relievers. Other games around this Mid-Mississippi tournament are at other venues, including Smith Wills Park, right down the road here off of Lakeland and Jackson. Pearl High School, where Sumrall played this morning. Jackson Academy, where they played last night. Jackson Prep, I think, is hosting some games. So, quite an affair, this Mid-Mississippi Classic.
Now batting third place.
Here's Hunter Ziedema. Getting the bases full of Tigers here. Bobcats just looking to get an out. As Stone Robinson pitches the first one, and that's popped back behind the plate. 5 pitchers implemented here by Sumrall. Robinson being the 5th. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So Robinson in control here with an 0-2 count. The 0-2 offering outside, 1-2. Proper placement with an 0-2 pitch. You don't want to give him anything too meaty. But a base hit here would potentially be a fatal blow. 1-2 the count. Robinson comes set. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. How about that? Robinson strikes out Ziedema. They get 1 run on 2 hits, but they strand 3. And we go to the last chance at 7th for Sumrall. Bobcats trailing 8-2. And the MRA game last night, it was 1 big inning that did the Bobcats in. And Zach Thompson will go right back out there to the mound. He started the game. Looks like he is in there to finish the game. Story, Mitchell, and Morgan come to the plate. So here we go. Story looking to continue his hitting streak, at least 1 a game, but 0 for 2 here with a strikeout and a ground to second.
Now batting first baseman number 6, Mason Story.
Zach Thompson trying to go the whole way for Grissom. First pitch is a strike right down the tube. And with a 6-run lead, you can pretty much put the fastball in there and say, hit it and trust your defense. 0-1 pitch misses low and away. Madison Central getting ready to play after this game. 1-1 pitch. Here's a drive down the left field line, but twisting foul. But Story put it on top of the batting cages down there. Pretty good poke. 1-2 the count. To Mason Story, the Sumrall first baseman. Bobcats winners last night over MRA. Lost a good pitcher's duel this morning to Faith Academy out of Mobile, 3-1. That pitch is way inside, 2-2. And the Grissom Tigers out of Huntsville, Alabama. In command here in the last chance 7th. Story looking to keep that hitting streak alive. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He went around. The ball gets away from the catcher, and Story will race down to first base. Runner on first, and here's Seth Mitchell. He struck out looking in the second, grounded to second in the fourth.
Number 28, Sully Clark.
So Sully Clark will run for Mason Story. And it looks like it'll be Javen Williams at the plate. Larry Knight reshuffling the lineup card here. Now timeout called to Zach Thompson. Is going to be lifted here. I think they probably said, look, if you go through the order and don't allow any runs, we'll let you in the ball game, but if anybody comes on because of your pitch count, we're going to take you out.
New pitcher is number 12, Nick Bianca.
So Nick Bianca, another righty, comes in. You can certainly bet that Grissom knows exactly what happened last night against MRA and is going to do everything it can to make sure that Sumrall does not get back into this game. Because remember, the Bobcats were in this exact same situation last night and came back and beat MRA. So with Thompson having thrown a good ball game and with plenty of arms available for Grissom, there's no sense in risking it here. That has to be the thought process. So the Bobcats will have to almost doubly earn it. But Sully Clark down there running for Mason Story is on base. You can't score 6 runs until you score at least 1. And here's Javen Williams. Facing Nick Bianca. Bianca going from the stretch here. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. You certainly wouldn't expect, with the Bobcats trailing by 6, you wouldn't expect the Bobcats to be off to the races. 1-0 pitch. Missed. 2-0 to Javen Williams. Maybe on the take, 2-0. He is 3-0 now. You thinking what I'm thinking? Tanner Morgan on deck. That pitch is outside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Javen Williams. So runners on first and second, and here's Tanner Morgan now.
Shortstop number 27, Tanner Morgan.
First pitch to him. Low, ball 1. Bianca hasn't thrown a strike yet. Dennis Jackson is in the on-deck circle. Dennis put down a sacrifice bunt and grounded out. There's a strike. And now Morgan will have to get to work. 8-2 Tigers. But the Bobcats making noise here in the last chance 7th. They'll have to make a lot of noise for a long time here, but stranger things have happened. 1-1 pitch. Bender at 63 miles an hour drops in for strike 2. Tanner Morgan having to battle here. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. I'm telling you, it has all the makings of a Sumrall comeback, just like last night. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to first. Should be routine. It is for the first out, but the runners advance to second and third. And that'll bring up Dennis Jackson.
Number 5, Dennis Jackson.
So Dennis looking for his first hit of the day, according to my scorebook. First pitch to him from Bianca is that little floater that missed high and inside, ball one. Logan Powell on deck for the Rawcats. Sumrall 4-1 coming into this game. The 1-0 pitch. Low, 2-0. If the bases were to get loaded and then you go back to the top of the order, you never know. 2-0 pitch. Low and away, 3-0 to Dennis. So he'll be on the take here. Big pitch coming right here. 3-0. Strike. Dennis can still be a little bit cautious here, as the Bobcats need base runners. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, fouled it right over us here, so the count fills up at 3-2. Uh-oh, that actually sounded like my car. The other one sounded a little bit different, but that one sounded like mine. Payoff pitch coming to Dennis Jackson. Swung on, fouled again. Not deep enough. They had some kind of cow sound there. I guess that goes back to the old cheer, holy cow, it's a foul. Move it over. Home plate umpire getting replenished with baseballs here, and pitcher now looking into the shade. Very tough for Bianca to navigate that. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball, strike.
Left fielder number 16. Logan.
And here's Logan Powell now. Sumrall down to its last out. First pitch to him. Inside. That looked like the same pitch, and I think the Sumrall fans are telling the home plate umpire that if that was a ball, then the last one should have been a ball. Should Powell reach, then Zane Berry comes to the plate. The 1-0. That's in the dirt. Runners will not be moving. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 2, 3, and 2 for Sumrall. So the Bobcats mustered just 1 hit this morning and 3 in this game. Here's the 2-0. Too high. 3-0. This game about 2 hours and 12 minutes old now, which is about what you'd expect. 3-0 pitch is low and away, ball 4. Bases are loaded, and here comes Zane Berry.
Second baseman number 1, Zane Berry.
No place to put him. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. That's why they have 3 outs in the half of an inning, not just 2. Can Zane find a way to keep this going here? The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. Hunter Barrett has a double to his credit. He is on deck. Should Zane find a way? Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball high and inside. 2-1 now. Boy, Nick Bianca, a lot like Zach Thompson in that he gets the signal and away he goes. And his shortstop, Noah Walls, coming in saying, man, just slow down. Take it easy here. Don't rush yourself. Make good pitches. So Walls will get back to his shortstop position now. Force at any base, including home. 2-1 pitch coming to Zane Berry. Strike on the corner. And I know the Sumrall fans have objected to a few calls today, but overall I think it's been a very, very well umpired game. 2-2 pitch to Berry. Inside, nearly hit him. And actually, it might have hit his hand just a little bit the way he's rubbing it there. All right, so the runners will be off with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sumrall trying to come from behind. It's an 8-2 score. There the runners go. Swing and a miss. Berry out on strikes.
That's your final. Grissom wins by a score
And that's the final score.
For Grissom, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Sumrall, 2 runs, 3 hits.
And that is the line score, 8-10-0 for the Grissom Tigers. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Sumrall. Our next webcast will be Tuesday night when Sumrall hosts the Jackson Academy Raiders. We'll have the varsity game for you at about 7:15, somewhere there, depending on how that first game comes out. Of course, weather permitting. And don't forget to follow the Sumrall Bobcats on social media to get the very latest information as to what's going on with Bobcat baseball. The Bobcats dropped to 4-2 with the loss here this afternoon to the Grissom Tigers. Final score of 8-2. Thanks for joining us from Wesley Scarborough Field on the campus of Northwest Rankin High School. For producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. You've been watching and listening to Sumrall Bobcat Baseball.